Hey y'all, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel. It is that time again, time for monthly beauty favorites. Got some makeup, got some skincare. If you've been watching the videos over the past month, you'll know that I've been testing quite a few new products. So I've got some new things in here, some old staples, some hair products, some skincare, a little bit of everything, so let's go ahead and dive in. First, let's talk the face, those foundation products, first of which actually is foundation. This is the brand new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Mine is in the shade Buff Bisque, and I recently talked about this in a What's New at the Drugstore video. Bottom line, really liked the finish, liked how it wore on my combo skin. This really gives, it has a kind of a lighter, waterier texture, and so it has a very natural finish to the skin. It's buildable, so you get just a hair above medium coverage, I would say, certainly not full, but I love how it makes my skin look very natural, sort of enhanced, evens out the tone without making it look like I'm wearing a mask. Then I go in with another product that I'm almost ashamed to say I love because I resisted it for so long, and then I decided to do basically an overrated sort of video where I'm getting crazy popular products that I maybe have or haven't tried and kind of weighing in on whether or not I am as enamored with them as everybody else is. But I bought the Tarte Shape Tape for that video. I've been using it for the past 2 weeks, I'll say. Mine is the shade Light Neutral, and I really like it. I really like it. I think it's worth the hype. It's super full coverage, but as a result, this combo for me, it's like I get the natural coverage around most of my face, but then where I really need it most, my under eye area, any blemishes I might have, this guy does the trick. And it's just awesome. It does it without caking up. It is super easy to blend out. I was more concerned that it would be very hard to blend out, and then when I did, it'd get cakey and look thick and unnatural, but it doesn't do any of that. It's just pretty awesome. I have heard a couple people say that the smell is not great with them. That happened with me and the Tarte Aqua Sealer, whatever that concealer was. It smelled like paint thinner or something unnatural. And so I could not deal with that. But this guy is fragranced, but I really, until like sniffing it just now, I've never noticed a fragrance during application. So you might notice it if you know your skin is sensitive to any artificial fragrance or things like that. You might need to stay clear of this just for that, but I personally haven't noticed it in application, during wear, anything like that. And I certainly haven't noticed any irritation upon application either. So that has been my Dream Team Face duo. And then I have a powder. This I actually mentioned in my 2016 Drugstore Favorites tutorial video that I did. It's the NYX HD Finishing Powder, and I am just about to hit pan on this sucker. I kind of rediscovered it for that video and have been loving it every day ever since, just to set my under eye area, set that concealer, and then if I feel like I'm going to need it, because the weather's been kind of wacky here, like 70 in January some days, and then, you know, 40s, 50s on others, I might set additional areas of my face as well. So have really been liking this, and this is the Banana, so it has a slight yellow tint. It kind of helps with any additional discoloration of my under eye area I might have. Speaking of a repeat from my 2016 favorites, I've also been loving this Rimmel, this Kate, the contour palette. I can never remember what the name is because I don't think it actually has it printed on here. Maybe it was on the exterior packaging, but it's the contour kit from Rimmel. Mine is in Coral Glow, and this has been my go-to because you have everything you need in this one palette to bronze / contour, blush, and highlight, and this is one of my favorite drugstore highlights. It's so finely milled. It gives you a beautiful opalescent look to the cheeks. It's not too frosty, it's not too white, it's not, I mean, it just wears really naturally and yet is still buildable across the skin to not only add the glow but also the warmth, and I just, yeah, have really been loving it. For the eyes, I've been using a lot and liking the Natasha Denona Star palette. Part of that is because a while back, like right when I first got this, a couple of you guys asked if I could do a tutorial, and I like to do like multiple looks in one video, so I'm working on a 4-in-1 right now, but this is currently look 3, so I need one more before I can edit that video together. But as a result, I have been getting a lot of good use out of this palette, and thank goodness, because I think we all know it ain't cheap, so it definitely needs to get used in order to make it worth the money. But with shades like this, I mean, it's hard to not be able to use this. Now granted, these sparkly, shimmery, glittery shades aren't good for me every day. necessarily, and they might not be good for you every day, but it's about half and half matte slash shimmery, pearly, shimmery. So there are a ton of wearable shades in here, regardless of whether you like to wear some of these flashier shades on a daily basis. Onto the lips. I have a couple of lip treatments that I've really been loving. The first of which is this one from Hazeleyehoney. I got it in an Ipsy bag months and months ago. Surely it hasn't been a year ago. A long time ago. Hopefully it hasn't been a year. But it's kind of a deluxe size sample, and so I've been using it a lot. As a result, it's about to end up in my beauty graveyard. But I really like it just because with the fluctuating weather, my lips have been, you know, dry and chapped and flaky some days and then perfectly fine the others. This kind of helps me regulate that. But as I've been phasing this out of my daily lip routine, kind of preparing to need to throw it away or put it out to the big beauty pasture, I have been working back in my Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask, and it made me realize how much I miss this because it's slightly tinted. It has like a light pinky rose sort of tint to it. And while the Hazeleyehoney definitely nourishes my lips and kind of keeps that dryness in check, I do like having the tint that comes along with the Bite, just because on days where my lips are kind of looking rough and a little sallow, they're lacking pigmentation, the Bite will inject that kind of healthy looking color into it, whereas the Hazeleyehoney, I need a little something else to get that. So I've really been liking these two. And then the last more pigmented product I've been loving, but still kind of a lip treatment, is the Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. I got this in my I talked about it in my recent January Play by Sephora and Ipsy bag unbagging. I will link to that there if you want to go check it out. But I was totally new to this guy, but after trying it, fully understand what the hype is about. Basically, it's a nourishing sheer lipstick, or is it more of a tinted lip balm? I'm not sure, but you get the idea. It's sheer, but pretty pigmented. It's the only thing I'm wearing on my lips right now, but I wouldn't say it's as hydrating, nourishing. Like, it's not a treatment like the Bite Beauty or the Hazeleyehoney, but it definitely adds a little bit of extra moisture into your lips when you might need it throughout the day, but gives you quite a bit more color and pigment that the other two lip treatments that I just talked about don't. And the shade Black Honey is just so pretty. So I've really been loving all of these. Moving on to skincare, I've really been liking these skincare duos from Erno Laszlo. Between traveling for the holidays and stuff and just kind of becoming very minimal with my nightly and daily makeup routine, these have kind of hit the spot for me. They sent me these a couple months back, and so I started using them mid-December. I didn't really do a December favorite, so I didn't talk about them then, and I hadn't been around long enough for them to go into my yearly favorites, so here they are. I've actually been using two. One is the Soothe and Calm Sensitive Skin Cleansing Set, just because the weather's been so wacky. I figured if I'm going to try one of these, this will be the one that will prevent my skin from freaking out, like breaking out. Basically what comes inside each of these, which by the way, there is this one, which I think is the Dry Skin Set. It's the yellow one. And then there is a firm and lipped set that I have not gotten into, and then I think there is an exfoliant. It's like a black charcoal that I gave to my dad because he travels a little bit, and so I figured that'd be a good one for him to take on the road, because inside you get an oil, great for removing makeup and just like making, especially eye makeup. It removes all my eye makeup but doesn't make my lashes, specifically my lashes, feel like crunchy and goopy and stuck together. It totally removes mascara without like my eyes stinging and burning and feeling stripped and stuff. Then there is the soap here that basically does the job that you want your facial soap to. It gets all of the rest of your makeup off, it gets any residue from the oil off, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling too stripped and dry, which is very easy to do here in the winter. So I've been going in between both of these. I traveled to Minneapolis for New Year's, so I took the Hydrate one for that. But for the most part, I have been sticking closely to the Soothe and Calm, and I've just really been liking them, not only for what they do to my skin, or have been doing to my skin, but for the convenience factor as well. Then for the occasional breakout I get, which hopefully my favorite foundation routine is currently covering. But when I do get those spots, I discovered they sent me these as well. The Peter Thomas Roth Acne Clear Invisible Dots. They're just blemish treatments. You leave them on for 8 hours basically when you go to sleep. I do my nightly skincare routine, and then the last step is my moisturizer, and then I will apply these wherever I need them. They just have salicylic acid in them. You leave them on overnight. You wake up, and in some cases my breakouts or blemish have been completely gone. In most cases, they're significantly diminished. Occasionally, I'll have a rough spot where I really have, like every night I'll put one of these on the same spot, but for the most part, these are super stinking effective. But they are really easy to forget you have on. They're clear little dots. They come in these packets. You open them up and then they're stuck to this plastic. You can kind of see them like that, but they really blend into your skin. And so during like, 6 a.m. workouts, I'll wake up all groggy-eyed and like just trying to get to the gym as soon as I can. And then after my workout, I'll look in the mirror and find that I have these little dots all over my face. So just a heads up, they are pretty easy to forget you're wearing. They're comfortable, which I guess is a good thing. But in case you're looking into these, just give your face a once-over before you walk out the door. And last are some hair tools I have been loving. 2 curling irons, the first of which is gross and disgusting looking because it is a round brush. It's a heated round brush actually from Amika. I talked about this in probably my latest Sephora haul, which wasn't all that recent, but you might remember it from that. And basically it's this heated round brush from Amika. You get this size barrel as well as 2 smaller sizes, and I just really like this for a super quick but polished looking style because you heat it up. There's only one heat setting. It's on or off. I don't know how hot it gets, but I run it through my hair, just put extra attention to the ends of my hair to get a really nice polished, rounded, kind of sleek but still bouncy sort of look. Literally less than 3 minutes with this thing, running it through my hair and kind of holding it at the ends, and I feel like I can walk out the door with a nice polished but super easy look on the go. It's nothing fancy, and I'm sure there's a whole lot more you could do with this guy, but it just has been my everyday go-to on days when I don't want to do like curls like this. However, recently I have been getting more or back into these curls. I used to wear these all the time using this guy. It's one that I've had for forever. It's the Conair Infinity Pro by Conair. It's probably what, 1.25 inches, or maybe it's just 1 inch curling iron. And this is what I go to when I want kind of bigger, bouncy curls and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what I've been using depending on the kind of look I want to go with on a daily basis. So that's really it for my beauty favorites. I'm trying to think if there's any noteworthy non-beauty favorites for the month. I tend to share more personal non-beauty things on Instagram stories, so if you follow me there, or if you don't, follow me, and if you do follow me, be sure and check those out. I don't do it regularly, but when I do, it is sharing like more personal TV shows I like and food I'm eating and things I'm doing that aren't related to YouTube or beauty or anything like that. So go check that out. I've really been liking Shameless, like as far as TV shows goes, that I've gotten really into that. So into it that it hasn't taken very long for Andrew and I to get through nearly all the seasons that are on Netflix, which is kind of a bummer because you find those shows that you love and then you get caught up and you're like twiddling your thumbs until the next season comes out. But I'm trying to pace myself and add in episodes of like Penny Dreadful that I recently discovered, but obsessed with Shameless. And then I recently listened to Steve Martin's autobiography. It's called Born Standing Up, and I thought it was going to be more of a comedy book, like he has one called Mindless Drivel, something like that. But it's actually like a funny book, and not that his autobiography wasn't funny, but it's his autobiography. So that was a good book. Highly recommend that. But that's really all I got for the month of January. I'd love to hear what your favorites are, guys, beauty or non-beauty. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.